let's have some fire talk. One of the more frequent questions I get is about fire management. Been saying it for years. People ask at the restaurant, if I'm at an event, somebody always comes to me like, hey, having a hard time with my cooker. But I've never really addressed it much on a barbecue pit this size. At the restaurant, we use these huge cookers and we have huge pieces of firewood, but it would stand to reason that if you're using a smaller cooker, you're also gonna use smaller firewood. So the size for these pieces, it's kind of warm out here today, and so I'm kind of going with smaller, lighter pieces. If it was cold, I would be going through more firewood. I would probably use denser, bigger pieces, but about 10-inch length, you know, just about yay big. This will burn very quick and get a coal bed. This one will last a little bit longer. It's obviously a little bit bigger, but the idea of it is that you always want to burn just enough wood to burn cleanly, efficiently, but also give you a coal bed. If you don't have a coal bed, it's going to be really hard to maintain that temperature. So I've got a couple little small pieces right here. They're pretty light. So if you look in there, I've got 2 pieces of wood and a little bit of a trench of coals. As the firewood burns down, I always want to figure out what that cadence is. I want to have the right wood, the right density, the right size to burn down and create coals so I can rake the coals towards the back. That's a lot more important when it's cold outside. And then I always have just barely enough fire to get the temperature that I want. Idea is that you're gonna put another piece of wood there. So I'm gonna use a slightly bigger one. I'm shooting for about 275 here, just for context. I'm gonna put that right about there. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get air right here and it's gonna start to go back. So when you stack up logs, you wanna think about it like a fire would think about it, because a fire is a living, breathing thing, turns out. So when you put a piece of wood there, you wanna think about where the air is gonna go. If you put these pieces of wood together, there's no way that air can get through them and fire can get through them. So you wanna space them out. If you put them too far, they're not really gonna work efficiently either. So about 1 inch or maybe just a little bit more. So I'm gonna take the next piece and I'm gonna actually, as I'm putting it in, I've got my finger sticking out like that so I can feel how much room is back there. So I'm just gonna put 3 little pieces right there. This may go a little bit too hot, but I also need a coal bed and I don't have anything on this one quite yet. I'm just kind of getting it ready to cook. Give it a little puff. If your wood's really, really dry, like if you bought kiln dried wood, you had it shipped, this stuff will light really, really fast, but that's kind of part of the art of it. You wanna figure out the cadence of this stuff, kind of learn your timing, get a feel for the wood, get a feel for how much burn time you're gonna get. And I put a heavier one on top right here because it's gonna take longer to catch, but once these burn out, they're gonna implode and that heavy one's gonna drop right in the middle, and then you can take your tongs and kind of move the coals around, rake the coals, and then start a new stack. And this is why you wanna use smaller pieces for a smaller cooker, because you get 5 degrees, 10 degrees. If you put a huge log in here, that big log is gonna cool off the fire because it takes X amount of energy to combust that big log. You've got to work through a lot of moisture, a lot of stuff going on there, but once it catches, it's gonna go way too hot. And then you're freaking out, you're like, I gotta get it out. It's because your wood's the wrong size. So you can build a bigger fire with smaller pieces, but it's really hard to build a small fire with a big piece of wood. So we're gonna kind of maybe give this a couple puffs. I think it needs 3. Oh, I got it in 2. Darn, I was wrong. You got to think about a fire in a barbecue pit is like another tool. So it's not just a set it and forget it kind of thing, especially with this. You really only get out of it what you put into it, and it takes a lot. So it's definitely, you're gonna be hunkered down here for a good while. I'm gonna be hunkered down too. What's that I hear? Ah, the sound of a good fire. You can hear the snap, crackle, pop. Music to my ears. We're staring at this for a little bit, but before I shut the door, I want to play around with this fire a little bit. Well, notice that the flames are going through here. They're really kind of poking up between. So just kind of experiment a little bit. Let's push these logs a little closer together. So when we push these together, we kind of choke off the air that's going between the sideways logs, right? So if you were cooking and you needed to cool it down maybe like a couple degrees or something like that, you could push those logs together and choke off the air a little bit. But the opposite is also true, that if you're cooking like that, and you need just a little bit of heat, you can go in there and you could spread them out and you'll probably get a good few degrees extra. So you kind of push and moderate the airflow a little bit. This is kind of why cooking like this is pretty nice, because we've got these coals down here. This wood is gonna create more coals. It's gonna keep our coal bed going, but we can also kind of control this. It's kind of like a air conditioner vent in your car. You kind of bring down the flaps a little bit if it's too cold, open it up if you need a little bit more, but you can guide where this heat is going a little bit. Like if we wanted to put that over here, we can maximize the burn of this larger log on top by placing it more on the left side because there's not much going on over here. But if we wanted to cool it off a little bit, we could put it over there and affect the fire. We could slow the burn rate of this one. So I think it's kind of neat just to spend a little bit of time poking around at a fire, watch the gauge, get a feel for it. You don't want to get into a cook and just kind of have to figure it out on the spot. So anyway, this thing's looking really good. I'm gonna go prep some food and get ready to cook.